Before time began, there was the Cube.
Did you know that Transformers, the 2007 Michael Bay film, turned 10 years old today on July 3rd? Yep, I know it is crazy to think about that. I was 4 years old when this movie came out, and now I'm 14. That is insane. To celebrate this moment, I've decided to make a video discussing my experience with this film and how I view it now. But before I talk about the movie itself, let's talk about the merchandise.
With the actual action figures, but this is gonna be fun trying to find which one are from the original movie. Let's talk about like the non-action figure stuff. Like I have the Bumblebee poster, got Optimus Prime. You know, you'd think they'd release Ironhide, Jazz, and Ratchet, but they didn't. I got this really expensive Bumblebee that's like supposed to talk to you. I would transform it, but I just honestly don't feel like it, and I just remember it not being that fun to transform it. And this thing makes noise now, right? Does it work? I hear a noise. Oh, you see the... Oh, wait. The lights are... Wait, what is it? I don't know. I've had this thing for 10 years, guys. Why? Okay, one of the lights is kind of on. This one's off. Yeah, this thing is dated. I also got this Bumblebee. This is like honestly the first ever Transformer I got with the deluxe Jazz. It looks pretty good condition. Just don't ask where his hand went or his doors. They just kind of pulled a dad and left. Okay, now to the figures. This is gonna be fun. Finally found all of my stupid Transformers 1 movie toys. Let's start off with the best figure. No, not really. It's the Optimus Prime. And the best feature by far is, yes, it's beautiful. Okay, his truck mode's pretty good. I mean, it's not, it's a truck. Like, it did it pretty well, I'd say. Let's go back in there and stay. I know this is the Revenge of the Fallen, Jazz repaint that they call Smoke Screen. This is just a Jazz repaint, but I had the original Jazz back in 2007, but let's just say he broke and it was so bad to the point we just had to throw him away. So pretty cool car mode though. I mean, how could you mess up a car mode? Like, you'd have to be pretty hard to mess up the car mode, but yeah, it's just the same Pontiac Solstice, but in blue and with some red paint on it, so nothing special really. Okay, here's the Bumblebee. I found this guy in car mode, not robot mode, so I'm just gonna start with the car mode. Yeah, this figure's been through a little bit. It has some marks on it. The back doesn't really stay together all that good. It's old. It's 10 years old. Just remember that. Look, this little part won't really line up with the other ones. Here's its robot mode, and it's okay. There's a lot of black on it for some reason, when in the movie it's gray, and my head is from the Revenge of the Fallen Deluxe, but that Deluxe class broke so much to the point, like Jazz, I kind of had to throw it away. I also have this Ice Megatron. I also found this thing in its whatever this mode is. They say it's a jet, but this looks more like a monstrosity to me. I mean, its robot mode isn't bad. I like the colors. I mean, it's icified, yeah, but I mean, it's not bad. I also have the Voyager class Starscream. This one looks in really good condition, but it is very loose, trust me. Look at it from the top, it looks pretty good. Bottom, yeah, no, it looks way too... Like, this thing doesn't look like it could fly. That's the thing. Here we have the Dorito King himself. And yes, that's actually a meme going on with the movie versus Starscream. He looks like a Dorito, and I can honestly agree with that. Like, the way his body goes up, yeah, it looks like a Dorito. Apparently, you're supposed to do his legs kind of like bend them back like he has in the movie, but honestly that looks so retarded and stupid. I'm just gonna keep it like he's standing like a normal human. Ironhide, yeah, oh yeah, he doesn't stand either. This is also the Revenge of the Fallen repaint, but I had the first movie one, but he broke, so this is just like kind of like a repaint. And they added a few things to this Ironhide, but this is a really cool looking Ironhide, I gotta admit, the repaint at least. Pretty cool truck. Again, it's not the 2007 one, but I did own it, so that's why I'm only including it. And that's it. Those were all the figures. And if you're wondering where's Ratchet? Did you ever get Ratchet? I don't know, Barricade. I did get Ratchet, but I got like the other movie versions of it. Like I got the Deluxe Dark of the Moon Barricade, Deluxe Dark of the Moon Ratchet. So I did get the versions of those characters, I just didn't get it in the first movie wave. So yeah, there you go. Those were like pretty much all the movie verse toys I had, because you know, money was tight, and it still is.
Okay, now let's talk about the actual movie. I really like this movie. It's probably within my top 10 favorite movies of all time. Is it the best movie?
The boy's pheromone level suggests he wants to mate with the female.
Nope.
Bumblebee, stop lubricating the man.
Get that thing to stop, huh?
Far from it. But it's definitely a very fun movie. Too bad Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon, Age of Extinction, and The Last Night couldn't follow in its footsteps. I honestly can't remember the first time seeing this movie. Remember, I was only 4 going on 5, but I do remember seeing this movie a lot in theaters. Back when I used to live in Indiana, there was a cinema that let you see movies at the price of $3 per person, and almost every week my dad would take me to see Transformers because we loved it so much. I honestly think we saw that movie like 50 times in theaters before it went on DVD, and when it went on DVD, we saw it hundreds of more times. Now, let's talk about the characters, because we definitely got some interesting ones. Optimus Prime is pretty much Optimus Prime from G1, except for one little thing. He's a murderer! Despite this, though, his design is awesome. It's a good mix of G1 and realism mixed together, and is by far my favorite Optimus Prime design. I don't like his new design that he has in Age of Extinction and The Last Night. I don't know, he just looks like an idiot in a skirt to me. Then we have Jazz, and to this day, I find it hilarious that the first thing he says when he gets to Earth is...
Little bitches. My first lieutenant. Designation Jazz. This looks like a cool place to kick it.
Like, this boy came from the streets of Cybertron just to say that to Sam and Michaela. Just because of that, he became my favorite character until... well...
You want a piece of me? You want a piece? No! I want two!
Ironhide is probably the only Transformer to have a character in the whole Transformers series until... But while he was alive in the series, I really enjoyed him a lot. He definitely had the coolest scenes, especially in this movie. Then we have Ratchet. Definitely the least interesting Autobot in the entire team. They say he's a medic, but you don't even see him repair any Autobots in this movie, or even in the entire series, until he... well... And I don't count that one time in Revenge of the Fallen when he pushed Jetfire's parts on Optimus. Jolt did all the work there, especially since Jolt did absolutely nothing in Revenge of the Fallen besides be there? Whatever, I don't care about Ratchet in the series, and I didn't care when he died in Age of Extinction. Now, it is time for the most kid appeal character you have ever seen. A character so recognizable to the point someone could have probably never watched Transformers and still know who this is. And that character is... Jolt! Nah, it's Bumblebee. Do I like Bumblebee? Yeah, he's alright. He never gets annoying. He's just fine, to be honest. His design is alright too. I just don't like his head sculpt. It kinda creeps me out the more you look at it. Even the fact that he doesn't have a voice doesn't bother me. I just think he should have his voice back by now. Well, if you've seen Transformers The Last Night, then his future for having a voice is pretty bright, but Michael Bay has done this before.
Permission to speak, sir. Permission granted, old friend.
You speak now?
I wish to stay with the boy.
Hey, I'm not taking you with me.
There's the main Autobot team. It's a pretty solid team, I must admit. Well, was a solid team considering that more than half of them are dead. I prefer this team any day over Drift, Crosshairs and Hound in Age of Extinction and The Last Night. But now, let's move on to the Decepticons. Let's start with Megatron.
Megatron!
Oh, thanks for telling everyone your name, Megatron. They totally did know it before. You're a real swell guy, you know? Jokes aside, this is the only movie where they actually give him something to do and not just be there because he's the leader of the Decepticons. But even though he's actually given us something to do, he still isn't that menacing to me. I don't know if it's just me, but every time I look at Megatron's face, it looks like a jack-o'-lantern. Is that just me? I feel that's probably just me. Now we have the Flying Dorito Overlord Starscream. You cannot tell me that the movie version of Starscream doesn't look like a Dorito with arms and chicken legs. Despite the memes, Starscream does little to nothing in this movie. In fact, he has only 2 lines. You wanna hear them?
Lord Megatron. Where is the cube? The humans have taken it. You fail me yet again, Starscream. Get them!
That's it. One thing the movie sequels did do right was give Starscream more personality in Revenge of the Fallen and Dark of the Moon. Then we have Barricade. I'm not sure if Barricade was a Transformers character before this movie, but I like him a lot. He is actually the only Transformers character to not die in the last 10 years. I'm not sure if he died in The Last Night because that film was cut very poorly, but I hope he didn't. Also, his design in this movie is terrifying, and he has 4 eyes and these sharp-like teeth. Plus, when you sound like this...
Username LadiesMan217!
I don't know what you're talking
Are
about.
you username LadiesMan217?
I would not want to hang around this guy anytime at all. Blackout is in this movie, but doesn't do much either. You see him at the very beginning of the movie, then disappear and reappear at the end of the movie. Then, I thought he died in this movie, but then I saw him in Revenge of the Fallen, so I thought he was alive, but it turns out that Blackout did die in the first one, and Grindor, that looks exactly like Blackout, is in Revenge of the Fallen. Confusing, I know, but Michael Bay just got lazy and just reused the same model as Blackout. I don't like how they did Scorponok in this movie though. Instead of giving him a personality and character like they did in Beast Wars, instead we got a Transformer that looks like a Scorpion that doesn't transform. I like how this toy back in 2007 says he can transform, but all it is a Scorpion body standing up. It's actually kind of funny. Then we have Bone Crusher that really doesn't do much besides get his head cut off by Optimus, but he did have a pretty cool scene though. Then Brawl is just there to shoot and growl. Very bland waste of CGI. They even call him Devastator in the film by mistake on how forgettable he is. I actually almost forgot about Frenzy. He's okay. I don't hate him. I just think he had a lot more screen time than he should have. Kinda surprised they went for Frenzy over Rumble, but I think the only reason why they did that was so that they wouldn't make him have stompers like he had in the original show, because you can't have a Transformer named Rumble and not have something to do with rumbling the ground, even though Frenzy could do it too. And those were all the main Transformers in this movie. They added more in the sequels, which is cool, but we're only talking about the robots in this movie, of course. Now we will briefly go over the main human characters in this movie because I don't want to make this video too long, and plus who really cares about the humans in this series anyway? Sam Wilkety, Sam Wikiwoo, Sam Willy Wonka, Sam Witwicky is a nerdy high school kid that is destined to save the world in this movie. Although he does stutter a lot, he actually has a character unlike Kate Yeager, so I immediately like Sam a lot more than him. Michaela is just there to be typical Megan Fox. Sam's parents are highly irritating and they have the most uncomfortable scenes in this movie.
The parents are very irritating. Yeah. Can I take them out? Ironhide, you know we don't harm humans. What is with you? Well, I'm just saying we could. It's an option.
Agent Simmons is somewhat entertaining in this movie, but for some reason Michael Bay decided to make him be in all of them except Age of Extinction. Captain Lennox is just a military dude. Epps is also a military dude. but he's black. Then there are some government people and some hacking people, and that's about it. I really have nothing much to say about the human characters. Even though Linkin Park didn't make what I've done specifically for Transformers, I still really do like the song. It really doesn't fit the movie that well, but I still like it though. I think New Divine from Revenge of the Fallen is a little bit better though. The story for this movie is also pretty bland and basic, which is stop Megatron and the Decepticons from reaching the Allspark. But apparently Michael Bay thinks that that story is so good to the point he decided to reuse it for the same plot for the next 4 movies. And that's it. That was my history and thoughts for the first Transformers 2007 movie. I still find it crazy that it is 10 years old. I remember seeing this movie in theaters like it was yesterday. But I'm just happy that Michael Bay was able to make a decent and fun movie based on toys. And this movie will forever have a soft spot in my heart. Then came Revenge of the Fallen.
You forced me to that car, right? So I bet you scared. What you gonna do with this shrimp taco? Just Bubba tackle his ass on me the truck, and then nobody gonna know that, nah, nigga. Not in my truck. Hold on.
Bad news, bro. Ran out of toilet paper. You got me out here.
You scared? It's scared. Get your ugly face off. I'm ugly. We twins, you stupid genius. Get on up in that tree. Hey! You like the way that feels? That ain't hurt. You like that, don't you? We don't really do much. Why don't you get a haircut with your bitch ass? Because you're a pussy. I think I'm allowed it. Oh, man, you shot me in the face!
I am directly below. The enemy screwed him.